What is going on, people, and welcome back to the YouTube channel and episode 4 of the prep series Displaying Classic. We are sitting at just over 13 weeks out from the first show of the season. We are in a much better groove now in regards to scale weight. In the last video, Dan made some pretty big changes. That was about a week and a half ago now, and we're around about 2 kilos down from that video, so things are progressing nicely. So I thought I'd take you through a full day of eating on a training day, as I'm yet to do that on my YouTube channel. It's only been a high day or a rest day. So some different meals in here, and I'll show you what I'm eating to prepare and get in stage condition. So as you've seen this morning, posing done, cardio done, prep check-ins done straight away. I've showered and now it's time to prep meal 1. As always, it's a military operation going on in here. We have rice cooking. That is my meal 1 rice and rice for pre-workout meal. We've got mushrooms, jalapenos, and spinach all in a pan. We've got the cast of Finding Nemo in the air fryer. We've got salmon and cod. So I'm literally about to stink the gaff out. I wouldn't have liked fish about 2 years ago, but now I really do. But the only problem is it reeks in the kitchen. You don't really smell it too much when you're cooking, but you come back like an hour later and it smells so fishy. So we've got to take an L on that. And then we've also got some kiwis as well. But I'm going to chef this first meal up and then talk to you as we go and sit down once we get there. I don't think I'm going to faff about with the macros and calories of each meal. I'll just kind of let you know as I'm going and what the daily total is, and we will just progress from there. If there is ever a time where I am hungry, it's for meal 1. Once I've done cardio, posing, steps, and the emergency check-ins, I'm absolutely ravenous. So this is going in slightly later than I'd like. It is around about 10 o'clock right now, so just cooking this meal up and getting this in ASAP. I've then got to prep pre-workout and post-workout meal because I'm off to get a well overdue and well-needed sports massage today before we then go and train push. So I will take you guys along with me and come back once this is all chefed up on the plate. Once the fish is done, chuck it all in the pan with the veggies, and this is what we're dealing with. I have absolutely nailed the rice today. So that is all going in one big bowl. And you best believe you know what condiment is getting layered on top of this. Slightly more reserved now we're in prep. I will, a bit. You know what's coming. Smoky fucking bacon. We are gonna weigh sauces, just roughly. I don't need this to the gram. I just know I want to be within kind of 20 to 25 grams here, just to make sure I'm not excessively layering on too much. And then low salt, 2 grams of that over the top. Why do we salt our meals as bodybuilders? It's because all of the foods we eat are single ingredient foods, so they don't include salt. A lot of the shit preserved foods have high salt, so that they can be preserved for a longer period of time. So people associate salt as a bad thing, but it's super important to maintain a healthy electrolyte balance that we actually salt our foods when the foods don't contain salt themselves. Got to be a little bit careful with condiments that can crank up salt as well, especially a lot of the hot sauces. But yeah, I will add 2 grams of salt pretty much to every single meal, just because we don't actually take in enough as bodybuilders. So here we have it, meal number 1. We have 50 grams of spinach, a serving of jalapenos, 100 grams of mushrooms, 2 kiwis. And my God, my love for kiwis continues to grow. When fruit is ripe, there ain't many better foods than it. Like kiwi and pineapple are my top 2 fucking fruits at the minute. We then have what I wish was red apple water, because if you don't know, get to know this. One of the best flavored waters, silly locales as well, with morning supplements. Because what I have found recently where I've started to take more supplements is that I was getting a bit of GI distress when I was having it on an empty stomach. I'd normally take it in the morning with my lipolytics and things like that. And then by the time I got to the end of cardio, I had a bit of GI distress and meal 1 didn't sit well. So I've now started to take majority of my supplements with meal 1 and it sits so much better. So there's a little tip there. So I'm going to tuck into this because I'm Hank Marvin. This is going to be so good. And I'll meet you for meal number 2. Fuck off, flies, you bastard. The volume on this meal is so good now that we're using rice. I wish it was sourdough, but needs must in prep to help manage appetite. And just way more convenient with cooking my pre-meal rice as well as this meal in one go. Fuck off, flies. Honestly, I've become a fly serial killer. They are everywhere this time of year. And they just creep in through the back French doors when I'm trying to cook. They are so aggravating. I felt guilty at the start, but then they started pissing me off, so I killed flies. So unfortunately, that is meal 1 done. It's probably the most nutritious meal of the day. 3 different vegetables, a fruit, a fish with really healthy fats in there as well. So much volume, which is perfect for a diet. So much volume and fiber as well to help with satiation. So it's a really good meal if you're dieting. You can use basmati rice over jasmine rice if you want even more volume again. But that is sat beautifully. I'm going to make sure I hydrate up now on the lead up to this sports massage, because that's obviously going to expel a lot of scar tissue and fluid. So I need to stay on top of that so I can have a really good session today and make sure I perform, because it is still so hot in the UK. Cooled down a little bit today, luckily. I'm very excited for push. So I'm going to go and prep the rest of my meals. In the after edits, I may put the macros and calories on screen. If not, I'll make sure to do a total at the end of the day. So I'll meet you for meal 2, which is the pre-workout meal.
Okay, people, so it is time for the glorious pre-workout meal. I've had this pre-workout meal for almost 3 years straight. It just changes in volume dependent on the phase that we are in. So we have got cream of rice. We have got 135 grams of chocolate hazelnut cream of rice with 50 grams of whey, but we're using the Flexpresso whey protein from ESN, coffee protein. So it is caramel flavor, but also has instant coffee in there as well. So this actually delivers and packs a punch of 70 milligrams of caffeine, which is ideal being a pre-workout meal. We then have 130 grams of banana, 10 grams of dark chocolate with some cinnamon on top, 2 grams of salt in there as well. So the perfect pre-workout meal that sits very well with me. I need to scran this down now in the next 10 minutes. And then I have a massage, a well overdue massage and sports physio, something that I've neglected way too much throughout the off season. But now that we are getting into prep, I am posing so much, 8 rounds a day. This is so important. So I don't, number 1, get injured. Number 2, I can display my physique properly because I'm actually able to get into the shots. I have the mobility to hit these certain shots. And also, as an assisted bodybuilder, now that we are back on cycle, we build up scar tissue where we are administering the PEDs. So super important to flush that through, because otherwise that is also going to lead to like visual defects possibly, but lead to injury. If you're building up lots of scar tissue and tightness in an area, that is an injury waiting to happen. So super important for Sam to run through that. It's an initial consultation with him. First time I've been with him, but I'm looking to get this in regularly going forward for the remainder of prep, because it's an investment that will pay off. A lot of the time, people won't get a massage because they only get something when something's gone wrong, and they don't see the value in getting them regularly when they're feeling good, but it's stopping something from happening. It's preventative, right? So really, really important. I'm going to get this in now. Cindy's just messaged me, and I'll head round there. Long teaspoon is the best utensil to eat with. Don't want to hear anything otherwise. This is so good. I don't even like coffee that much. I'm not like a coffee addict like some people are, but that hint of coffee in here is so good. If it's going to give me extra caffeine, I'm all for it. So I've just finished up my massage with Sam. I didn't film anything today because it was the initial consultation and we were talking through how we want to approach his work for the remainder of prep, what I need to work on, what I need to focus on, and how that is going to change as we get closer to show day. It's so important that I keep on top of this. I've booked in for the next session so I can stay consistent with it. And I'll make sure to bring the camera in on future sessions so you can see what we work on, what we find, and what I need to ensure that I can display what I want to display this year. Make sure I stay on top and prevent injuries. Make sure I can stay as mobile as possible for me to be able to pose correctly. Sam knows his shit, and I'm very excited to see what benefits are going to come from these massages as we progress forwards within this prep, because it's probably the only area I don't invest enough in. It's an investment, right? But if I want to get to the top level of the sport, these percentages add up and they make a difference. An injury could just put a whole stop to my whole career. So keeping on top of massages are worth their weight in gold when it comes to that. So if you're in the Southwest area and you need work done, see Sam. Dual Strength Massage, I believe it's called. But it is time to get my head in the game for a push session. We have Crank Golden Pump going in as I head to the gym, about 10 minutes away. I'm going to hit a push session. I'm not going to film it because today is a full day of eating and not a training session. So I will possibly film some post-workout rounds because I've got 4 rounds to do post-workout, and then we will head into the post-workout meal following that. The only thing to note, intra, because we've got an intro to go through. That is technically a meal. So it is 30 grams of highly branched cyclic dextrin, 10 grams of creatine, 20 grams of EAAs. Just so I don't forget that now, that is the intro. Anyways, see you at the post-workout. So, as you can see, I'm sat here relaxing in the sun halfway through the post-workout meal. It was a solid session, nothing to write home about, match numbers across the board, which was to be expected following a massage and training straight after, but felt pretty good. I am not too happy with the post-workout visuals. The normal posing spot that I pose in was unavailable because they're building a second floor in the gym, so I feel like the light was washing me out. But that was a bit of an update on the visuals. I can definitely see an increase in fullness following the first week on escalated PEDs, but I know there's still a lot of body weight to come off. I am weighing about 104.5 kilos in the morning, so I've still got another 13 kilos to come off to be absolutely peeled. So long way to go, but momentum is behind us now. So I'm going to finish this meal up. We have got 135 grams of raw weight jasmine rice, 200 grams of raw weight chicken breast, 10 grams of manuka honey, spring onions, a little bit of hot sauce on top, 2 grams of salt once again. So I'm going to finish this off, relax, and I will meet you for the next meal. So next up we have meal number 4. All the ingredients prepared, ready to be cooked. We've got some asparagus, 125 grams, 300 grams of sweet potato, don't know how many grams of onion, just chop one up. And this seasoning is going to go over the beef mince. Going to put it all together, sit down, and go through all the tools. Same combination as meal 1. Smoked paprika, chip seasoning, smoked garlic. Sensational combo to go over the chips. Recently, I tried doing the sweet potato fries in the air fryer, and they crisp up on the outside, but they still stay hard and uncooked on the inside. So I've got to do it in the oven, which is a bit of a ball ache with how long it takes, but it is worth it. I kind of like rotate between onion potatoes and sweet potatoes at the minute. Sweet potatoes just edging them, but nice to have that option to switch if I want to. So let's get these in the oven. Essentially max heat for 30 to 40 minutes. So once that gets to, it's fucking Osmo sometimes, here we are. Once that gets to around about 20 minutes in or 15 minutes in, slam all of the vegetables with the beef in the pan with more goated seasoning. I will tone down on the seasonings when I get a little bit closer to the first show. At the minute, we're still moving. Everything's heading in the right direction. And when we hit kind of 8 to 10 weeks out, I'll start to pull back on the seasonings. I'm already very cognitive when it comes to condiments and calories coming from that. Just using hot sauces and smoky bacon ketchup. Outside of that, it's all really super low stuff. Then we'll really tighten up. At the minute, it's making food taste so good. I have no food focus. I'm just enjoying the meals I'm eating. And as we get a little bit further in, we'll really tighten things up, just because as you get closer to the show, managing sodium and things like that is so much easier when you're not using things like seasoning, different condiments that have sodium in there. So it just keeps everything so consistent. So I'll really pull back when we need to get to the point in prep where we fine tune things to create the look. So for the minute, I'm going to enjoy it. So meal number 4 has been prepared and ready to go. So for the final totals, we have 300 grams of sweet potato, 200 grams of 5% beef mince, 125 grams of asparagus, half an onion, and then 150 grams of pineapple for digestion purposes. So I'm going to tuck into this. So if I was forced to pick the worst meal of the day, it would probably be this one. But there's still tons of volume, tons of colour, tons of fibre in this once again, because a healthier body is a more responsive body. Remember that. So we are going to tuck into this and then get my final batch of work done for the day. And then I will meet you guys back at the table for the final meal of the day. So people, final meal of the day. And of course, we have goats. 100 grams with Leon's Cereal Whey, the best whey on ESN. And that's paired with some Tren grapes. Look at the fucking size of these. Let's show you a normal grape. Yeah? Next to a Tren grape. That's as anabolic as fruit comes. So we've got about 6 of those because it's 100 grams. And then we have the oats with 15 grams of almond butter. So, before I tuck into this, let's give you the totals. We have 100 grams of Flahaven Jumbo Organic Oats with 50 grams of ESN Leon Cereal Whey, 15 grams of almond butter, 2 grams of salt still, and 100 grams of Tren grapes to wrap up today's full day of eating. So I'm going to finish preparing this and we'll sit down and talk through today's totals. So guys, as I tuck into this final meal of the day, I'm going to run you through today's totals. It might be slightly different than what's on my meal plan, just because different brands might have a different calorie and macronutrient makeup than what Dan's used on the meal plan. However, as long as I stay consistent with the sources I'm using, Dan will only react off of that. So, training day total, 3,755 calories, 286 protein, 47 fat, and 547 carb. So still eating a really good amount of food. Rest day calories are down at like 2,900, so quite a big discrepancy there. But loads of room to continue chipping away at this. Loads of tools ready to utilize because, as I've mentioned, I think I've got around about 13 kilos to pull off still. So it's all guns blazing going forwards with lots of tools ready to utilize to get us in legit stage condition. And I'm sure I will do more days of eating as we get down to poverty calories towards the end of prep. So guys, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see me when it's this dark out, but we are currently on my final twat lap of the day. Just a brief walk following the final meal. Something that I've been doing on prep recently, not taking my phone with me. Just a really good opportunity to start that wind down process. Just me and my thoughts, out getting a final 1,000 or 2,000 steps in to wrap up the day and just reflect on the day. Opportunity to analyse where I'm at within this prep and just be at peace for a little bit, be on my own, you know. So that is what we're doing now, just to help this final meal sit well. We will get back, take our final supplements and sleep aid for the day, and then begin winding down for bed. I will read a book for 10-15 minutes before
I go to sleep as well. That's a really good way for me to wind down. I really try and not go on my phone at any point past my final meal where I can. So that is the full day of eating wrapped up. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you for continuing to show all your support on this series so far. It's only just heating up. This is where the fun begins now. We're obviously nearly 2 weeks into escalated levels of PD, so I'm really starting to feel that fullness come through, that energy, that training performance. So I'm very excited to see what happens over the coming weeks as we continue pushing forwards to the first show of the season. So as always, I'm going to keep documenting this process. Please let me know what you guys would like to see down in the comments below, and I'll make sure I deliver that to you guys going forwards within this series. So you know the drill. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you're subscribed. Turn on the bell notification so you do not miss an upload. Please like the video if you've liked the video. Comment below, and I'll see you at the next one.